Hey, SEGways!
Today, I'm revisiting Exploring with Josh for the first time in ages, because he's dipping his toe back into the world of paranormal YouTube for the first time in quite some time by teaming up with his old mate Elton to visit Elton's newly acquired property, the Warren's house.
What a dump.
I have a lot of thoughts about Elton from YouTube and comedian Matt Rife's latest business venture, which I'm more than happy to share as we watch Josh's video. But full disclosure here, I just finished editing a debunking/reaction video of one of Josh's older ghost hunting videos. So I was pretty surprised just after I finished that one that this video just got uploaded from Josh. But I thought to myself, you know what, I had fun with that other Josh video, so let's just do another. But that older video I did of Josh will be coming a little bit later in my channel, and it's just the way it works. You know, there is a method to my madness, I just don't want to bore anyone with the details. Anyway, let's all watch Josh's time at the Warren's house.
Ed and Loraine Warren were America's most famous paranormal investigators. Ed, a self-taught demonologist.
That's like me disclosing that I'm a self-taught sock wearer.
And Loraine, a clairvoyant and medium.
Bullshit!
Dedicated their lives to uncovering the mysteries of the supernatural.
There is so much mythology surrounding Ed and Loraine Warren. There are documentaries, books, Warner Brothers even made a movie franchise out of the whole thing, and all of this ends up muddying the waters about what this famous paranormal couple were really like. Ed being a self-proclaimed demonologist, and Loraine being a psychic medium, of course. But for me here today, with the help of Stevie from the Truth or Demons podcast, Stevie knows so much about the Warrens, and every time I end up doing a video about the Warrens, I just go to her and she has all the answers. Please go subscribe to Stevie from the Truth or Demons podcast. She's absolutely fantastic, and the link will be in the description. But anyway, with the thank of Stevie here, I'm hoping to shed some more light about how the Warrens were really like as a couple, or at least what others reported them to be like.
I'm going to go to the Warren Occult Museum, and I'm going to show you everything from the front to the back, answer questions that's never been answered, and show you places in the house that no one has ever seen.
Now, this is your closet.
And as we start this tour of the Warren Occult Museum that's kind of hidden beneath these trees over here, I wanted to start right here because the house is built on a dead-end street.
I honestly thought he was about to say ancient Indian burial ground here, and I was ready to rage quit the video in record time.
It's the last house at the end of the street. And how ironic though, right? To have a haunted house at the end of the street in Connecticut, like Last House on the Left and all those films.
That's not ironic in any way. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure, fine, ironic.
Keep in mind, remember, Elton and everyone is changing this. This will be an Airbnb opened up on November 1st. A lot of stuff is changing, so this is the middle stage of it, you know, it's not open to the public yet.
I made a video about a year ago now talking about my experience of booking the Conjuring House. And that was back in the days when you could actually book for the Conjuring House. At the time of recording all of this, the Conjuring House has been closed down for quite some time and it's just gone on sale. And I've got to admit, I am pretty interested to see who ends up purchasing the Conjuring House. But that's a whole different topic. Back when I made this video, I criticized the high fees to stay at this tiny little old house. And there are a whole bunch of hidden fees and restrictions if you're filming with the intention of uploading to social media, or even if you want to do a live stream. Now, let's talk how Elton and Matt Rife have set up their business model for the Warren's house. On the 1st of November, as Josh just mentioned, is when the house will be open to book for the general public, and it will cost a mere $2,299 American dollars. That's going to be the weekend price. Midweek, it will be $1,999. I mean, for the love of God, I could go to the Washoe Club for 5 nights and still have change left over. Pretty much Elton and Matt looked at the business model of the Conjuring House under Jacqueline Nunez and thought to themselves, that's way too cheap. We can charge far more for our nonsense attraction. And all of this is for a house that has never been claimed or reported to be haunted. The basement, however, is another story, but the house itself is just an old house. Anyway, if you want to film anything with the intention of uploading to YouTube while at the Warren's house, you can do so for free as long as your video is under 3 fucking minutes long. But if you want to film for any longer than that, you're going to be charged an additional fee on top of the $2,299. There are different costs depending on how long you want to film for, but the top price here will be $500 to film per person. So if you've got a big group of people, but each individual person wants to film with the intention of uploading to YouTube, each person could end up being charged $500. And it somehow gets even worse. Because just like the Conjuring House, before you're able to upload your video to social media, you would need to show it to a representative of the Warrens' house, and they have to approve your video. And if they say no, then tough shit, it will never see the light of day. Pretty much Elton and Matt saw the bullshit Jacqueline Nunez pulled with the Conjuring House and said to themselves, hold my beer.
So, take it for what it is at the moment. Yeah, this house is big.
I will be taking you along with me, designed to seamlessly fuse modern luxury with vintage 1920s qualities. Not only offers lodging, but also unique experiences supported by
bullshit.
The upstairs after that was where the priest lived. The priest lived up there, and the priest was the farthest away from the Warren Museum, which is over there. And he would literally, every single day, twice a day, bless all the items.
I've heard conflicting reports about this. A priest did in fact live in the Warrens' house for a time, but from what I heard, he did not bless the yard sale nonsense in the Warrens' basement twice a day. He only did it when other people came to visit, and it was all really just for show. But this is the thing about the Warrens. There are lots of conflicting accounts of their lives. But one thing we do know for sure is that Judy Hayden, who at the time went by Judy Penny, did stay at the Warrens' house. She says so herself on this Facebook post. Now, you'll be forgiven for asking who Judy Penny is, because there's a lot of people who are doing their absolute best to make sure that this does not come out. But Judy was in fact Ed's mistress, and Ed met Judy when she was just 15 years old. So from that young age that Ed groomed her, they developed a long-lasting affair. They kept this secret for many years, but Loraine knew all about it. Funny enough, you probably won't be seeing that plot line for the Conjuring movies.
So how does it feel, though, really quick, to just own the property?
It's cool. Now that we're closer and closer and closer to being ready, it's starting to feel a little bit more real.
I get the feeling that Matt invested most of the money into this whole business venture, and Elton just seems to be the hands-on guy.
We are in Ed and Loraine Warren's kitchen right now, and again, as you can see by the outside and everything, this whole house is getting completely changed for the Airbnb and things like that.
Effectively, the first chunk of this video is Josh doing an Airbnb walkthrough to help promote his mate's new business. I mean, he's getting a video out of it too, so that's all money in Josh's pocket as well. I'm just looking forward to the ghost hunting element of the video where Josh and Elton finally go down to the basement. In this video, Elton tells us that he's taken extra precautions to make sure that Annabelle is kept safe from the guests who end up staying at the Warrens' house. But how can they really take any precautions for something as allegedly evil as Annabelle? If Annabelle is supposed to be so dangerous, which it isn't, and possessed by a demon, which is bullshit, then how could you possibly think this is going to be safe? Potentially, there could be a whole group of people every single day going to visit Annabelle now. As far as I'm aware, Annabelle has not had this many people visiting her ever before. So from what I've been told, after you ended up taking out a mortgage to spend a night at the Warrens' house, you get 4 hours to spend in the basement. So effectively, this $2,299 is really just for 4 hours. Because let's face it, the basement is the only interesting part of the whole attraction. Elton and Matt do in fact own the building itself, but all of the random junk in the basement is still owned by Nespa. And Elton and Matt have a 5-year lease with Nespa, where all the haunted objects will remain in the Warren house basement. Who are Nespa? I'll let Josh explain.
See, Nespar is the people that pretty much ran this house and ran and held and owned the you know, not only just the Annabelle doll, but all the Warren Occult Museum artifacts. They were in charge of all of them.
I gotta admit, I'm gonna find it pretty funny if by the time this 5-year contract is up, that Nespa, for whatever reason, decide to take all of the items out of the basement. And then you gotta ask yourself, what on earth are Elton and Matt left with here? They pretty much have spent an absolute fortune on a house which has never been reported to be haunted. And I do think Elton is going to take precautions for this. We are gonna be seeing all new plot lines about how all of a sudden the house is in fact haunted, even though Ed and Loraine Warren always stated that the house wasn't haunted. That in fact all the items in the basement were kept safely locked in there and they did not escape. They didn't just go wandering around. I do think one of the big reasons this place is so expensive is because I would imagine Nespa has charged an absolute fortune for Elton and Matt to have lease off Annabelle and all the other junk in that basement. I mean, I could be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me that Tony Sfera and all the rest at Nespa will be making as much money from all this as they possibly can. And maybe that is a reason for the high prices.
As we go through this though, I will say we are going to go in here. This was their meeting room. Their meeting room has never really been shown much, but pretty much they would invite and hold classes down there in their meeting room that looks nothing up here. And that meeting room also gives you a secret tunnel access into the Warren Occult Museum straight to Annabelle.
No one cares!
This was Ed's room. Literally, this was Ed's room. Ed slept in a separate room from Loraine.
I wonder why.
It's kind of eerie to be walking through Ed's room. I mean, it's Ed's room. I know, to me, it's just like insane. I watch all the Conjuring series. Remember, they made all the Conjuring movies from Ed and Loraine, and we're just walking through his actual bedroom.
Wow. Whoopee shit.
So, what's your name?
Dylan.
So, Dylan has been moving out a lot of the furniture and a lot of things out of Ed and Lorraine's room.
Ed's office.
Ed's office.
Yeah, it was. Actually, before it got dark, I was on the porch. I had just wireless headphones in. Nothing was playing through them, but I heard whispers through the headphones. And then I felt something poke me in the back.
No way.
Yeah, and then I didn't think anything of it. And then later at night, when I was in there, it was me and Rick. You'd be in the room. The second you stepped out, you'd hear a knock on the door.
Well, there it is, guys. Didn't take them long to create this new ghostly lore about the house itself being haunted all of a sudden. So, did Ed and Loraine Warren themselves experience these happenings? Have they ever been documented saying this even once? As I mentioned earlier, I thought the whole point of the basement was to keep the spirits in check, to keep them contained in these random objects. So if the house is all of a sudden haunted, does that just kind of show that Ed and Loraine Warren were not actually very good at their job?
Wow.
And then we heard dog barking, and then we saw like shadows of people like moving around, and then I felt something graze up against my side, and then
I'm gonna put my foot in your ass if you say "and then" again!
This is Wade, and can you say who about yourself, Wade?
I am Wade Kirby with Nesper team. There's only 3 real core of us left.
The less I talk about Tony Spera, the better. He's the son-in-law of Ed and Loraine Warren, and from all accounts, really just not a very nice person in any way, shape, or form. And he may well be one of the reasons I won't bother going to watch the new Conjuring movie, since from what I've been told, his character is a very big part of the movie, even though he had nothing to do with the Smell case whatsoever. The Last Rite is the 4th installment of the Conjuring movie franchise, and it looks like Warner Brothers are trying to expand his character franchise out a little bit. Maybe the 2 actors who play Ed and Loraine Warren don't want to do this anymore, so they may well introduce this Tony Spera character to continue the franchise. This Facebook post here by Current Smell says it all really. They use the real names of some of these people, but absolutely nothing that happens in these movies are based in any historical facts whatsoever.
And I've been living at the house for a little over 6.5 years.
Hope he was given a little extra money to find a new home, or maybe Matt and Elton have kept him on as a caretaker.
In this basement, look at this. This to me is like walking through not only history, but like the most realist ghost stuff I've ever done in my life.
Really?
I want to show you this. This is Ed and Loraine.
Whoa, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson in the flesh.
You know, they have all their memorabilia, all their artifacts and different things and knickknacks, things that aren't hard.
The word Josh is looking for here is junk. It's actually a smart move from Elton to get Josh of all channels involved in this, to help promote his Airbnb, since Josh is known for his urbex as well as his ghostly content. It's really the best of both worlds. But I gotta admit, the hour and 40-minute duration is a bit trying here. But I do like Josh, so it is nice to revisit his videos after taking such a long break from them.
This is what Ed and Loraine gave out after you take their class and you started doing ghost investigations that they sent you on. They sent you on them. And after a year, you would get a certificate from them saying that you completed their course and you're now like a member.
I'd love to know how much this costs. It all reeks of a Bob Larson type scam.
Pretty much the exact ghost hunt that you guys are watching on YouTube of us is like what they were doing years ago before YouTube was even invented.
As if I need another reason to hate on the Warrens.
Before ghost hunters even existed. Helping families, decursing haunted objects, getting the hauntedness out of their house.
Landing a lucrative book deal.
This door is called Ed's Haunted Passage.
The jokes write themselves sometimes.
This is the secret way that would enter into Annabelle's, hub, which is the Warren Occult Museum. And we're going to walk through here soon. But first, I want to show you every little thing here in here.
Boring!
Skipping ahead to the tunnel bit because I don't give a fee-fi-fo fuck about Warren's memorabilia.
But anyways, guys, let's take the tunnel. No one really sees this tunnel. I was one of the first to go through this tunnel.
I gotta get my mind out of the tunnel. I mean gutter. Gutter.
Now, as you walk through this tunnel, these are all Ed's paintings. First off, you got the sobbing ghost. Obviously, Ed loved to paint. Inspired by places he's been to. Things like that.
To be fair, Ed's artwork isn't that bad. I know I've been hating on the Warrens a fair bit in this video, and for good reason for the most part. It would only be fair for me to clearly state that there are some people out there who really do sing their praises. They really do think the Warrens helped them in a very big way. And then you get the other people on the other side who think they were out and out scammers, preying on people's insecurities and superstitions. There's no doubt about it, they are very complicated and controversial.
This is, Dan Rivera, part of Nezpar. I know you've seen on the news. He did pass away. Let's give a moment of silence for Dan. Rest in peace.
Agreed, rest in peace, Dan. It's a very sad passing for such a young man, but I do have to say that his death had nothing to do with Annabelle, because of course it didn't. As much as people try to say otherwise, that is total nonsense.
But yeah, this is the tunnel that no one speaks of, no one talks about, no one knows. And it leads right into the Warren Occult Museum. Look at this doorway.
To be fair, this whole tunnel thing is pretty cool.
We're gonna go in. Here we are. Look how quiet it is.
I think I like the tunnel more than the actual museum, or to be more accurate, the basement full of junk. So apparently every single item in this basement is cursed or possessed or haunted or occupied or whatever load of old bollocks you want to call it. There are more items in this room than cases the Warrens worked on, surely. It's absolutely insane. Apparently there's over 700 items in this room. If every item in the basement has an attachment, then why haven't we heard about all these hundreds and hundreds of people that surely even some of them should have come forward by now to tell us their story? My guess is because most of these items were in fact purchased from yard sales.
There's a lot of artifacts I kinda know the story of here, but there's a lot of artifacts that I don't know the story of.
Nobody does.
There are over 700 artifacts in this room, and all of them has some sort of twisted or negative or dark story here.
Oh, come on!
Wade told me that in the last 10 years, this doll has gotten worse. So, she's building up her energy or whatever, I don't know.
Fuck me, Annabelle takes longer to build her energy than Goku's spirit bomb.
Every doll here, every item, has some sort of story or dark purpose.
What a load of bollocks.
This over here, I was like, what is going on? Like that book, and then on the right, the mummy.
It's like what you find at the Walmart clearance Halloween section in November.
And I'm a professional. How you doing? I'm Rick, and I've worked with Ed and Loraine since 1993.
Jeez.
So yeah, I think attention to this thing
maybe grows it stronger.
Yeah.
If you're really worried about it getting too much attention, then surely having a whole Airbnb haunted experience where people will be provoking and interacting every single night is not the best idea. Except, of course, if you're gonna make a shit ton of money out of it. Then who really gives a fuck, I suppose?
Yeah, but those Annabelle movies are fictional.
Right.
Yeah, totally fictional.
It's all fictional, matey. Anyway, I'm skipping all of this nonsense and going straight to when Josh and Elton start investigating the Brick and Brack op shop. They kick things off with this mirror that has something to do with the smell case, and of course they're doing all of this because at the time this YouTube video will be uploaded, it coincides with the Conjuring movie that the whole mirror is based on.
This is known as the Conjuring mirror because you can look into it, that same intent of a scrying mirror, but you can look into it to quite literally conjure what it is that you want. So you can look into this and try and conjure and see light or darkness or whatever it is that you want. It's the same essence of that.
Bullshit.
Alright guys, we also have Ginger here with us as well. So
I want to start off just by doing some like DR60s in front of the glass.
The DR60 is nonsense, but I really can't be bothered to go on about it yet again. I just did a whole rant about the DR60 in that other Josh video that I just finished that I mentioned earlier.
Do you have a scar on your left cheek?
I don't know.
I mean, you would know.
No.
Do you have a scar on your left cheek?
Nope.
Then you have a cut on your left cheek.
Wait,
right
let's
now.
see.
Right now?
If you here, turn your head left. Yeah. Look at this right here, Chief. Right there.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah,
line.
you can see the red on it.
But there's like an indent. Like you have a straight up.
Yeah,
Unless you have
that's
like
like
a big scar on your face, you have like an actual, like an inch.
Oh, was that now?
See it right there?
A cut, Elton. Really, we're going to go as far as to say there's a cut there. There has to be maybe the slightest of marks. I don't know, maybe the camera didn't pick it up very well and didn't do the whole thing much justice, because I can't really see anything at all. But of course, whenever anyone mentions a scratch in a ghost hunting video, it must be a demon attack. The most non-threatening, non-dangerous attack you could ever possibly muster.
Alright, I'm going to hit record now. We're leaving it on the case.
Did someone just scratch Josh across the face?
How about no?
Do you have the power to physically harm us?
No.
So anyway, they listen back to their DR60 nonsense and they make out something comes back with Annabelle. And I'm going to let you, dear viewer, be the judge if you can hear Annabelle from this. For me, this is just more audio pareidolia with your standard DR60 nonsense. And I am so over listening to this overpriced broken piece of crap. As standard for a Side-Eye Guy video, I'm going to be skipping all things DR60 going forward.
You know what, Side-Eye? This is why I don't make videos anymore. Because of basement dwellers like yourself that have nothing better to do but to criticize my videos. And you want to know something? The DR60 works. You're a dick. Just kidding, guys. We're just joking around here.
No, we're not.
In all seriousness, guys, I'm just joking around. I stopped doing ghost videos just because I wanted to get back into exploring. And thanks for all the support, everyone. Me and Side-Eye guys are cool.
No, we're not anymore.
I want to do a Estes method here. Alright. Demon. Right off the rip.
I know Elton is desperate to promote his newly acquired property, but even he, by overnight standards, is pushing this a little too hard. I mean, the way he said demon there was almost Colin-esque.
Can you tell us how many fingers Josh was holding up?
Wait for it.
I'll be right over there on the edge of my seat.
Are you claiming to be the devil yourself?
Are we dealing with the devil?
That is so stupid!
Is Annabelle the devil? Or friends with the devil?
Let me out.
I never.
Just unlock.
I think most of us with any level of common sense know exactly what Elton is doing here. I mean, I could be wrong, I can't actually prove it, of course, but I'm pretty confident that the majority of people watching this video right here will be thinking exactly the same as what I'm thinking.
Oh, 100%. Oh my god, it does have the devil card right on the case.
Yeah.
How long have you been trapped in that case for?
A long...
Josh, mate, keep your voice down. You're making it way too easy for Elton.
What do you want? Decide.
What could you even offer us in exchange for letting you out?
And education.
Oh, shut up!
Okay, to be fair, as dumb as this Estes is, it is making me laugh quite a bit. It's certainly not boring.
What happens if we touch you?
You're scared.
The way Elton is holding this radio is a bit scary.
Can you follow us in the tunnel by any chance?
Sure.
Are you for real? Is he for real?
So it really seems like, bro, that we're speaking with Annabelle.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Alright, want to try holding the DR?
Here we go again.
Still skipping all things DR60.
The DR60 works. You're a dick.
So anyway, they finish up in the op shop and move forward to the Warrens' memorabilia room. For some reason, they went to a room that's supposed to be super crazy, insanely haunted, to go to a room that's not really supposed to be haunted at all. But of course, all of that is about to change now that Elton has rewired the whole ghostly lore in his newly acquired attraction. In time, I'm pretty sure every single room in this house will be haunted.
Let's try something. Let's introduce ourselves here. I mean, they might. Oh, it's detecting something. Let's see. What do you think?
You look suspicious. You look suspicious. You look suspicious. You look suspicious.
Yeah, I've been saying that all video.
Right, there's supposed to be nothing good here, because that's why the investigations is always Ed and Loraine grabbing the haunted objects out to save people.
Right.
So we're not dealing with anyone good ever.
And do imagine that maybe that object is haunted, but maybe it doesn't want to be known, because if it is, then it's going to get put into the artifact museum.
The objects don't want to disclose that they are haunted because they are worried they'll be relocated. Good God, the mental gymnastics Elton has to endure to justify nothing happening is insane to me.
But alright, I think here's the plan. Now, I want to go alone and just do some random ghost hunting inside the tunnel and go alone to the mirror.
The whole video has been building towards this mirror thing, so let's just skip ahead to that.
Now, I don't know how many people has ever done this, and I haven't did a ghost video in a long time for me to be alone, but I am alone in Ed's passageway.
Fuck off, Josh. You know exactly what you're doing there.
You know how I love my DR60s, guys. If you watch me, this is more of my style.
Yes, I very much noticed. And if you want the experience of a DR60, you can always get GhostTube's newest feature where they simulate a DR60. Digitally. For some reason.
We are emulating an outdated, very old recording device. In fact, this bad audio is one of the reasons that a lot of skeptics don't actually place much value in a DR60.
That's kind of oversimplifying it, don't you think? There are many reasons why skeptics don't put value into the DR60. The main one really is because it is defective and broken. Yeah, it sounds like shit, but to be fair, it's a 1980s piece of equipment. I'm sure most dictaphones sounded a bit shit back then compared to what we have today. The main thing is that the bloody thing doesn't work properly.
Well, we thought it was important to include a DR60 emulator in an EVP app. It just didn't feel like an EVP app would be complete without one.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Pretty much my understanding of this is that Amy and Jared from Amy's Crypt are using a feature where a magnometer is digitally turned into sound waves, and they do this to make these recordings sound more DR60-y. DR60-esque. DR60-ish? Yeah, whatever. They manipulate the sample rate of the audio recording. I mean, it will get as accurate a response to talking to ghosts as a real DR60, being 0, and it is way cheaper than buying a real DR60. But I can't help but think this is all just a big, weird, gimmicky waste of time from Amy and Jared here. To be fair, they do make the effort to say out loud all of the small print that none of this in fact proves anything paranormal.
For full transparency, like all of the paranormal experiments you see investigators use in the field, the underlying theories behind EVP and modulated EVP have not been scientifically proven.
Not sure why I added all this bit in here about this app considering I'm watching an Exploring with Josh video, but I just sort of stumbled across this whole thing while I was making this video, so I thought I'd add it in right now just to give my 10 cents.
We're gonna go to red light mode and do something with this mirror.
Skip to the end.
Alright. Now I guess I have to imagine and stare and just let myself go and then see what happens. And we're the first to do this inside the Warren Museum of Haunted Objects.
I don't care.
Now we stare and we have to just imagine and let our minds let loose.
This must be the most expensive way to trip balls ever.
So at the moment I can see my face melting for some reason, and I'm seeing like different colors, and my face is getting heavy, my head's getting heavy. And it's like I'm like leaving almost. I don't know how to explain it. And when I blink, I'm blinking green in different colors.
This is in fact a well-documented phenomena that happens when we stare into mirrors. You don't need to spend a fortune going to the Warrens' basement to do this. You can just use the mirror in your own bathroom. So it's not paranormal, it's just your mind playing tricks on you.
Whoa, now my face is going weird. And my eyes are like spreading apart from each other.
Get in.
For some reason, I see myself older with, I literally see myself with glasses for some reason. Like old reading glasses. Like I'm looking at myself, but I'm like 20, 30 years older with glasses. But that's what I'm seeing. I'm not thinking of anything else.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You get so lost into this trance and your face ain't the same. It's like one of my eyes, my left eye is down, while my right eye is up, and I almost look like they're different sizes.
You're putting me on.
If I blink again and start over, I look at myself as if like I'm like beat up. I look older, but like my left eye is now black, like I have a black eye.
Like when you went to visit Robert the doll?
You're a dick.
Nothing's good coming from this though. I'm not getting like a good, happy anything.
Okay, as funny as all this is, I think that's enough for watching Josh tripping balls. This is pretty much where the video ends. I do like Josh, and I do believe that he believes that everything he's experiencing in this video is in fact paranormal. And because of this, he's an excellent candidate for Elton to bring in to promote his house. He really does sell this. So to recap, essentially, if you're going to end up paying the $2,300 to stay in this Airbnb, the only thing you could ever consider to be legit paranormal, even that is a hell of a stretch as far as I'm concerned, will just be for the 4 hours you end up spending in the basement. The rest is just a house. And as far as I'm concerned, no matter what Elton tries to spin here, it will always just be a house. I'm trying my absolute best not to use the word scam here because I know that is a very strong word, but I got to admit that 4-letter word just keeps scrambling around in my brain whenever I think about all of this and analyze it. So anyway, if you enjoyed my take on this load of old bollocks, then please leave a like and subscribe to the Side Eye Guy channel. Right, I'm just going to wait for the first report of someone blaming the Annabelle doll for any kind of misfortunes while they end up looking or talking or whatever to this old bloody Raggedy Ann doll. Ta very much. Cheerio!